What is up, guys? My name is Logan Tremelin. I create videos about Crohn's disease and then I make vlogs about my life. I release a couple videos every single week. This video in specific is about Crohn's disease. A lot of people don't know what Crohn's disease is. When they ask me, they're very confused, like, what is Crohn's disease? What happens? What can you eat? What can you not eat? There's a lot of very specific things that happens with Crohn's disease, and I feel like there's not a great video out there that explains what it is from the point of view of somebody who's been going through it. So let's get right into it. Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease is an inflammatory bowel disease that affects the lining of your digestive tract. What this means is that some things in your body can create like reactions or problems with the lining of your digestive tract. And these problems come in three main different types. The first one is inflammation, the second one is fistulas, and the third one is abscesses. Inflammation, or as some people call it, a flare-up, is when you eat something bad and it literally makes the lining of your stomach flare up and like thicken and redden and get sore and it gets painful. Now, I've only been actually flared up a few times, and one time was when I got really sick when I was in Florida for college, and I just ate like a series of bad meals right after I was on a really good diet, and it made me feel terrible. And then this led me into getting a stomach infection. This led me into staying in bed for 2 months straight. It just led into a lot of things that made me feel terrible. So inflammation is one main thing that people with Crohn's disease really have to watch for and really pay attention to. And if they eat foods that makes them inflamed, you really need to cut that food out completely. And then you also need to make sure you eat a lot of foods that reduce inflammation and make that possibility as small as possible. The second thing that happens is abscesses. Now, during that time when I was in Florida in school and I got a stomach infection, I had one abscess. This abscess was massive and it got way bigger than it should be. But what an abscess is, it's an infected area that's reddened and swollen, and it just develops pus on the inside of it, and it's really disgusting, and mine was way beyond what they should ever get to. The only way to get rid of it was to, one, pop it, or two, wait for it to pop. So for me, I got rid of it by taking some Epsom salt baths, and then I just waited for it to pop, and I'm not going to go into that story because it was absolutely disgusting. But this is one of the three main things that you get from the disease. The third thing that happens with Crohn's disease, and by far the scariest to me, is fistulas. Fistulas are unwanted canals or channels that your body creates, basically like a new intestine, and it creates it from organ to organ, or just creates it from part of your body into parts of your body that it should not be. And now this can connect from one organ to another and really cause damage, or it can just create like a shortcut in your intestine, which is actually what's happening with me, and create a lot of digestive problems. My personal fight with Crohn's disease is mainly fistulas. That time back 2 years ago when I was in college and I got sick, it literally created insane amount of fistulas through my entire intestine. And when I went to the hospital after that, they told me that they had to remove all of my intestine, my colon, my stomach, all of that, and put an ostomy bag on me because of this fistulas. The fistulas were just destroying my entire insides. And I was extremely against that. I went against my surgeon's opinion. I went against my doctor's opinion. He said there was a 90% chance that I still needed surgery, but I wanted to try medication first. I started a medication. I adopted healthy habits. I adopted a healthy diet. And then my next checkup showed that there was 0 signs of fistulas. I got sick for like a week, and then after that, my stomach was a little bit weird. My next checkup showed that I had one main fistula, and that is what I'm in the process of getting rid of now, because I've already proven that I can make drastic improvements in the quality of my gut health just by eating naturally, and just by having healthy life habits, and just by using the medication that they have me on. So right now I am in the process of fighting one last fistula, and after I get rid of that, then my stomach will be smooth sailing until another complication comes up, if it just so happens that another one comes up, which I really hope doesn't. These are the three main things, the three scariest things that come from this disease, But there, you can write a book with the amount of things that come with this disease. Just let me read some of them off to you. Depression, cramping, fissures, bleeding, loss of appetite, fever, fatigue, vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, bowel obstruction, and bloating. These are all things that come with this disease, and people with Crohn's deal with on a daily basis. In my opinion, stomach problems are a lot more common today than people realize. Most people aren't aware that they have some sort of problem in their stomach. And Crohn's disease in specific can create a really hard life. Roughly 200,000 people are diagnosed with Crohn's disease per year, and there's about 800,000 people living in America with the disease. The odd thing about the disease is really no doctors have proof of what causes it. Some doctors online claim it's hereditary, some just claim that it's just luck of the draw. And the same thing goes for a cure for the disease. There is no known cure for the disease. The only proof of improvement on the disease is a diet and a lifestyle and maybe some medication, but that is what I've been adopting, and it truly, truly works for me. In my experience, after everything I've tried, even while being on medication, I've still managed to get sick, but the only thing that can, one, prevent my disease from getting worse, and two, manage to heal my disease naturally, is the use of natural foods and the use of habits like exercise habits and mindfulness habits. Some of these habits that I do on a daily basis include eating plant-based, avoiding sodas and sugars and artificial sugars, avoiding fast foods and processed food, eating a generally whole foods diet, and avoiding raw fruits and vegetables, lifting weights every single day, going to the gym and doing cardio every single day, and then practicing mindfulness to keep the stress on my body relatively low, to give my mind and stomach an optimal environment just to heal and grow and live. If you guys are interested in learning more information about my personal fight with Crohn's disease, on my channel I have a playlist called Crohn's disease. Every single video I've ever made that's related to Crohn's disease and all of the future videos I'm going to be making about Crohn's disease will be posted there, and you can find them all in that one playlist. I do want to say I have a website called healcrohns.com. I'm going to be using this website to post blog posts and links to the community, and my full story is up there, and there's a contact page on there for you to get in direct contact with me. But what I want to use this page for is basically a home and a directory to find a community around Heal Crohn's. Along with this website, I am creating and starting the process of building a Facebook community around Crohn's disease and how we can heal it naturally and how we can support each other healing it, and basically the entire process of our fights with Crohn's disease. There's 800,000 people in the United States with the disease, and we shouldn't be fighting it alone. I personally had to go through a lot, and I learned everything I know about how to heal Crohn's disease naturally by listening to my body and by reading books on healthy diets and trying those diets and seeing if they worked for me, and a lot of trial and error. But what I want this community to be is a place for people to come for education on what they should be eating, or motivation to eat what they should be eating, or just any signs of hope if they're in a really tough place in their life or in their fight with Crohn's disease. I'm going to put the links to the website and the Facebook group down below, so if you are interested in checking them out, if you're interested in joining the Facebook group, scroll down, click the links, go and request to join. That is the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope there was some value in this and you learned a little bit more of what Crohn's disease is and what it can do to you and how to avoid it and reduce your symptoms. But that is it. My name is Logan Schmelin. I create videos on Crohn's disease and I vlog my life. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Oh, and by the way, if you have any recommendations of content or information you want to see on this channel about Crohn's disease specifically, send me a message or leave a comment down below and I will definitely get to it. Thank you so much for watching, guys.